Hey everybody, and welcome to the next edition of the Soccer Fitness Goals video blog. This week, the first leg of the UEFA Champions League semi-final matches got started, and so the topic of the blog for this week is going to be the match played between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. And this is not only a famous derby between two clubs from the same city in Madrid, but it's also relevant for the recent Champions League, as two of the past three finals, 2014 and last year 2016, were played between these two teams, and both times Real Madrid came out on top. Now, both of those games were closely contested. As a matter of fact, they were both ties that ended up being settled by penalty shootouts. However, this game was not close at all. It finished 3-0 with Cristiano Ronaldo getting a hat-trick. So what we're going to look at is the way that Atletico played in the game this time, and some of the defensive mistakes that they made that are kind of uncharacteristic for that club because they're known as being a very solid defensive club. So we're going to look at some of these mistakes that they made and how it cost them in the game. So Atletico Madrid likes to play by defending deep, surrendering possession of the ball to the opponent and looking to counter. And the statistics from this game show that that's exactly the strategy that they used. We'll put some of them up here. You can have a look. As you can see, Real Madrid had 61% ball possession as compared to 39% for Atletico. You would also expect to see, if a team is surrendering possession and defending deep, that the opponent would have more shots on target, and that was definitely the case with Madrid having 17 total shots to Atletico's 4, and also the shots on target for Madrid were 7 to only 1 for Atletico. Also, the number of corner kicks, which is another statistic that you would think would favor the team that has possession and would be unfavorable to the team that surrenders possession. In this case, Madrid had 9 corner kicks to Atletico's 3. So the statistics show that the strategy and tactics used by Atletico are very similar to what they've used in the past and what they've been very successful with. Why were they not successful in this particular match? Well, aside from the very strong attacking play by Madrid and the brilliant play by Cristiano Ronaldo, who scored all 3 of the goals, the problem for Atletico was that this time their defense, and specifically the back 4, so the 2 fullbacks and the 2 center backs, as opposed to in many other games where they were very compact and prevented a lot of penetration and prevented spaces being made between the fullbacks and the center backs, and also between the 2 center backs. That's what they traditionally do. In this game, they allowed Madrid's possession and ball movement to open up spaces, and this allowed Madrid to penetrate both behind the fullbacks to get crosses in, as well as to penetrate straight through the middle and get scoring opportunities, and also to score some of the goals that they scored. So there are several examples, if you go back and watch the game, of the Atletico Madrid back 4 being stretched out and space being opened up in between those 4 players. But I think none of them better illustrate the problem than the second goal that was scored by Real Madrid. So this was in the second half. The score of at the time in the game was only 1-0, so it was still close, even though Atletico were being outplayed. And again, we can see what happens is that Madrid is possessing the ball in the attacking half of the field, and the ball goes out wide to Marcelo, who at this point is as left back, but he's playing pretty high up the pitch. And if you have a look at the positioning of the Atletico back 4 as the ball goes out wide to Marcelo, you can see, first of all, that the right back from Atletico is almost on the sideline, so he's really stretched out. And also, an even bigger problem than that is that the 2 center backs, there's way too much space in between them, and Benzema, the center forward for Madrid, has occupied a position, a perfect position, in between the lines, so in between the line of the Atletico back 4 and midfield line, but also right in between the space that the two center backs have left in between each other. And Marcelo seems to read this right away and plays an excellent penetrating pass that goes straight to Benzema's foot as he's standing in between those two center backs. And unfortunately for Atletico, they recognized the spacing too late. And when they came to pressure Benzema, that opened up space for him to play the ball off to Ronaldo, who took a pretty good first touch, even though the ball bounced, and then had an excellent volley to score the goal. But that goal happened because of the fact that the center backs from Atletico Madrid were too spread out. Any team that likes to defend deep and look to counter has to do this under the assumption that they're going to be put under a lot of pressure, and they're going to have to be defending a lot in their own half of the field, and maybe even in their own third of the field. So a critical component for defending this way is compactness, preventing space between the lines, that's between the line of defense and midfield and attack, and also, even more critically than that, preventing space or minimizing the space between players. Two center backs and two full backs, if they're going to be compact, there shouldn't be much more than 2 or 3 meters between them. And in this case, as you can see, there was a lot more than that, and Real Madrid was able to exploit it. So ultimately in this match, Real Madrid were the dominant team and they deserved to win it. But I really feel that Atletico were uncharacteristically bad defensively. I can't recall another Champions League game where I've seen them give up 3 goals. And as a matter of fact, based on the chances that Real created in the game, it could have been even more than that. So a message from this blog to coaches who like to play by defending deep and countering, it can be a very effective strategy to use. But compactness of your defense for the whole 90 minutes of the game is critical, because if you allow your defenders to allow space in between fullbacks and center backs, and in between center backs, and also between the lines of play, as you can see, a good attacking team will exploit that, and you're not likely to win the game if that happens. So that's it for the Soccer Fitness Goals video blog for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. You can also click the other link below to download the Soccer Fitness Goals mobile fitness app, where you can get customized, soccer-specific, at-home fitness workouts. We'll see you next week, and until then, keep reaching your soccer fitness goals.